Dear students, today we are going to study biozoology. So we were dealing with the chapter reproduction in organism. So in this chapter we studied about asexual reproduction and different modes of reproduction, asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction, and also we studied about what is fission and what are the different types of fission, etc. Now we are going to deal with another topic, multiple fission. Multiple fission. So you know what is fission. Fission means a parental organism. That parental organism which divides into two or more equal, two or more daughter individuals. That type of fission is called, that is called fission. Okay. So multiple fission means a parental organism which divides into many daughter cells simultaneously. Okay, that is called multiple fission. So this is parental individual, and this is daughter cells. Okay, that is called multiple fission. So how this multiple fission takes place? Multiple fission, first of all, a parental organism, and this is the nucleus of the parental organism. Parental organism or parental body, and the nucleus of this parental body undergo repeated division. They do not undergo cytoplasmic division, but they undergo repeated nuclear division. Okay. So first stage what happens? Repeated nuclear division, and they form many nuclei. Repeated nuclear division, and in this stage no cytoplasmic division. Okay. And next stage of multiple fission, what happens? Then cytoplasm divides, and the cytoplasm encircle this nuclei. So cytoplasm encircle this nuclei. Okay. Then cytoplasm then what happens? Finally the daughter individuals they release out. Okay. So these are the process of multiple fission. So multiple fission means the parallel organism which divides into repeatedly into many daughter individuals simultaneously. So what happened first? First the nuclei which which divide repeatedly. At this stage there is no cytoplasm division. After division of the nucleus, what happens? Next the cytoplasm divides as many parts of this nuclei. Then this cytoplasm encircle all these nuclei and they form daughter individuals. So that's about multiple fission. Example, Vorticella. Vorticella, you can see the parental organism divides and they form young ones, but these young ones they do not separate from their body until this all process division completes. Okay, so such kind of division present in Vorticella, that is for repeated fission. Vorticella. Next we can see multiple fission in Plasmodium. Multiple fission in Plasmodium. In case of Plasmodium, we can see two types of multiple fission, because Plasmodium, they shows when they are in schizone stage, they show multiple fission called schizogeny. If Plasmodium, if they are in oocyte stage, they show multiple fission called sporogeny. Okay, so schizogeny means the multiple fission in Plasmodium when they are in schizone stage. Sporogeny means multiple fission in Plasmodium when they are in oocyte stage. Suppose first we are going to discuss about schizone stage. Suppose this is a Plasmodium in the schizone stage. And they undergo repeated nuclear divisions. And later cytoplasm divides and encircle all these nuclei, and they release daughter individuals. So the daughter individuals of the schizogeny, okay, that is called merocytes. So schizone stage, multiple fission takes place. That multiple fission is called schizogeny, and daughter individuals of this schizogeny called merocytes. Okay. Then if this Plasmodium, if they are in oocyte stage, that multiple fission is called sporogeny. Sporogeny. And these daughter individuals, they are called sporozoites. Okay, that is the difference. So Plasmodium, they show two types of multiple fission, schizogeny and sporogeny. And daughter individuals of schizogeny, they are called merocytes, and daughter individuals of sporogeny, they are called sporozoites. Next we are going to discuss about multiple fission in amoeba. Multiple fission in amoeba. Okay. In case of amoeba, they show usually binary fission. Okay, we discussed already. So under unfavorable condition, what is mean by under unfavorable condition? Unfavorable condition means lower temperature, higher temperature, and scarcity of food. So temperature is very high and temperature may be low, or food is not available. Under these conditions, they show perform multiple fission. So what are the steps? First, this is amoeba. They have a irregular shape. And what is this? This is called pseudopodia. Okay. So when they are in unfavorable condition, this amoeba, they withdraw their pseudopodia, and they form a three-layered chitinous cyst-wall around them. Chitinous cyst-wall. A three-layered chitinous cyst-wall form around them, and they become inactive. they become inactive. Okay. Then what happens next? When favorable condition comes, okay, when favorable condition comes, what happens? This amoeba within this cyst wall, they divide by multiple fission and they form many minute amoebae called pseudopodiospore. Pseudopodiospore or amoebulae. So, under when favorable condition comes, this amoeba within this cyst wall, they undergo multiple fission and they form minute amoebae called pseudopodiospore or amoebulae. Then I forgot one thing. The formation of this chitinous cyst wall around amoeba is called encystment. Encystment. Okay. Then after forming pseudopodiospore, what happens? They absorb this cyst wall around amoeba. They absorb water. Okay. Then they break off. This cyst wall break off, and they release this daughter amoeba called pseudospore. Okay. So these are the process takes place in amoeba during the time of unfavorable condition. So what is the first step? They withdraw their pseudopodia and they form a three-layered chitinous cyst wall around that process is called encystment. And when favorable conditions comes, this amoeba undergo multiple fission and they form pseudopodiospore or amoebulae, and they absorb water and this cyst wall breaks and they release this pseudopodiospore, and this pseudopodiospore grow and become mature amoeba. Okay, complete amoeba. We are going to discuss another type of asexual reproduction, that is called strobilation. Strobilation means it is repeated transverse fission. Repeated transverse fission. So this is the organism, this is a transverse plane. So this organism undergoes repeated transverse fission. That type of asexual reproduction is called strobilation. An example is present in which animal? It is present in Aurelia. Okay. So that means strobilation. Then another type of asexual reproduction, that is called plasmotomy. Plasmotomy. Plasmotomy means division of multinucleated parent into multinucleated daughter. So this is the parent organism, and this parent organism is multinucleated, and this parent undergoes division and they form same number of the daughter individual with the same number of nucleus. Okay. So here in this plasmotomy, what happens first? This parental organism, they have to keep same number of nucleus in the case of daughter individuals also. So here how many nucleus are present? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. They have to keep same number of nucleus in daughter individuals also. So they follow. So this parallel organism, first they undergo cytoplasmic division. Okay, cytoplasmic division. So cytoplasmic division, what happens? First they undergo cytoplasmic division, but nuclear division does not undergo, and they form undergo the cytoplasmic division, and they form two daughter nuclei. And this daughter nuclei, they divide their nucleus again. So you understand what is plasmatomy? Plasmatomy means multinucleate parent, multinucleate parent. It is the division of multinucleate parent into multinucleated daughter individuals. Multinucleated individuals, daughter individuals. So how they keep same number of nucleus in case of parent cell, same number of nucleus in daughter cell also. How they keep? Because first this parental organism, they undergo cytoplasmic division and they form daughter individuals. Okay, then they are not undergoing any nuclear division. First they undergo cytoplasmic division, then they form daughter individuals, and these daughter individuals undergo again nuclear division, and they produce as the same number of nuclei present in parental organism. So daughter individual and also parental organism got same number of nucleus. So that type of division is called plasmotomy. So next we are discussed about plasmotomy. Plasmotomy example Opalina and Pelomyxa. Opalina and Pelomyxa. They show plasmotomy. Next we are going to discuss about sporulation. Sporulation present in amoeba. Sporulation. Okay. So when the amoeba, when they are in unfavorable condition, they perform multiple fission by forming a cyst wall. We already discussed. Okay. But same, they also follow sporulation when they are in unfavorable conditions, like a high temperature. We know what is unfavorable condition. High temperature, low temperature, or food is not available at this condition. Amoeba, they also follow sporulation. So what happens? First amoeba, this is the nucleus of amoeba. Okay, and this amoeba, their nucleus divides into nuclear fragments or chromatin blocks. This nucleus divided into so many nuclear fragments or chromatin blocks. Okay, then what happens? Around these nuclear fragments, nuclear membrane comes and cytoplasm also surrounds. Nuclear membrane forms around these nuclear fragments and cytoplasm also surround. Okay, so surrounds, nuclear fragments surrounded by nuclear membrane and nuclear fragments surrounded by nuclear membrane and cytoplasm, and also spore case. Spore case. So around this nucleus, amoeba spore case also form, and they form like spore. Okay. So what happens? First step, this nucleus divides into so many nuclear fragments or chromatin blocks. Then what happens? The cytoplasm divides and they surround this nucleus, and also nucleus surrounded by the nuclear fragments. They are surrounded by nuclear membrane and cytoplasm, and also a spore case also form around this uh, nucleus and cytoplasm, and they form spores. And when favorable condition comes, they release this spore case into outside. Okay, they release this spore outside, and this spore germinate into amoeba. So here there is no cyst wall is forming. Here they perform formation of spore. Okay, they form spore case around them. So next we are going to discuss another type of asexual reproduction called budding. So what is meaning of the budding? What is mean by budding? Budding means the parallel organism which produce buds, okay, and these buds become young ones. Parallel organism produce one or more buds, and these buds become germinate and produce young ones. This process of this type of asexual reproduction is called budding, especially present in sponges. So you can see in sponges they form buds from their body, and these buds become young ones, germinate and become young ones. And there are two types of budding. First one, exogenous budding and endogenous budding. Exogenous budding. Exogenous budding and the endogenous budding. Exogenous budding, it is present in hydra. Hydra they show exogenous budding. What is meaning by exogenous? Exogenous budding means the buds are formed outside the body. Okay, exogenous means outside. So hydra they form buds outside their body, and when buds detach from their body, and those buds are germinating into young ones. Okay, so how these buds form in case of hydra? Hydra ectodermal cell, the outer layer cells, they become increase in size. They increase their size, and they are these ectoderm cells and endoderm cells. They are pushed into these buds. Okay, and gradually this buds enlarges, and they separate from body of the hydra, and they become a complete hydra later. So that is called exogenous budding. So buds they are formed outside the body is called exogenous budding, and the buds they are formed inside the body is called endogenous budding. Endogenous. And that process is called endogenous. Endogenous means the buds they are formed inside the cytoplasm of the animal. In cytoplasm. So the buds they are formed in cytoplasm. They are inside the body. Example in case of Nautilus. Nautilus they show they show endogenous budding. Okay, so budding means the parental organism produce buds, and these buds become new organisms. So there are two types of buds: exogenous budding and endogenous budding. Okay, so exogenous budding means the parental organism which produce buds outside the body, and when these buds detach from the body, that buds become new individual. Then endogenous budding means the buds, they are formed inside the body like in cytoplasm, and they, when they are coming outside, they become new organism. Okay, so exogenous budding example Hydra, endogenous budding example Notiluca. Next we are going to discuss about gemmule formation. Gemmule formation is present in freshwater sponges, and also in some marine sponges. Okay. So what is actually this gemmule? They are like internal buds. Okay. These freshwater sponges or marine sponges, they form some internal buds that is called gemmules. So if you observe the structure of the gemmule, it is look like a hard ball, and they can overcome such a unfavorable conditions. Okay, so inside this gemmule, they are provided with archaeocytes. So gemmules are hard ball like structure. They are like hard ball like structure. It's kind of a hard ball with a food laden archaeocytes. So gemmule, they can overcome unfavorable conditions. So at the time of unfavorable situation, even though this sponges they disintegrate, but gemmule can withstand all these unfavorable conditions. Then what happens? This gemmule, they hatch into new individuals. Okay, so this is another type of asexual reproduction present in freshwater sponges and some marine sponges. Next we are going to discuss about fragmentation. Fragmentation, another type of asexual reproduction which is present in sea anemone. Okay, so fragmentation means what is the parent body, which divides into fragments. That is called fragmentation. The parent body which divide into fragments, and each fragment become new individuals. Especially this type of asexual reproduction seen in sea anemone. So what happens? Consider this is a sea anemone. This is their pedal disc. Okay, so at the time of fragmentation, what happens? The sea anemone, they separate from their pedal disc, and they become two lobes, and each two lobe become new sea anemone. So this is sea anemone, this is their pedal disc. So at the time of fragmentation, this all structure, you consider this all structure as sea anemone, and this is their pedal disc. At the time of fragmentation, they separate from their pedal disc and they become two lobes, and these two lobes separate, and each lobe become new individual, new sea anemones. Such type of asexual reproduction called fragmentation. The parent body divides into fragments, and each fragments become new individual. Okay. The next type of asexual reproduction, that is apolysis. Apolysis, it is present in tapeworm Taenia solium. Tapeworm Taenia solium. So if you look on the structure of this tapeworm, at the posterior part, this is called posterior part of this tapeworm, that is trobela. At the posterior end of this trobela, gravid proglottis. Gravid proglottis. This is at the end of the strobila part, the posterior end of the strobila. There separates gravid proglottis. This oldest part is called gravid proglottis, and this gravid proglottis contain embryos. Okay, so separation of this gravid proglottis from their posterior part of this tapeworm, which result in apolysis, and this gravid proglottis which contain embryos, and these embryos they transfer from their first or primary host to secondary host. Primary host, who is primary host in tapeworm? Man. And it goes to secondary host. Who is secondary host? Pig. Secondary host is pig. So what is apolysis? So this is tapeworm. This is strobila. That means the posterior part of this tapeworm is called strobila. At the posterior end of this strobila, they cut off some cells that is called gravid proglottis. Okay, these cells are called gravid proglottis, and this gravid proglottis contain embryos. Okay, and this gravid proglottis, it transfer from primary host to secondary host, and they germinate in they continue their life cycle in secondary host again. So this type of asexual reproduction is called apolysis. Next we are going to discuss about regeneration. So what is mean by regeneration? Regeneration means regrowth of the injured part of an organism. Regrowth. It forms again. Regrowth of injured part of an organism or injured region of an organism. Okay. So basically there are two types of regeneration, and this regeneration first studied in Hydra by Abraham Tremblay. Okay. And there are two types of regeneration: morphophylaxis and epimorphosis. Morphophylaxis and epimorphosis. Morphophylaxis means if this is an animal which divides into small fragments. Okay, from this fragment, what you can see, a complete animal develops. So morphophylaxis means from a small fragment, a complete animal develops with all their polarity, like exact position of oral and other organs, etc. So from a small fragment, a complete animal develops. That type of regeneration is called morphophylaxis, and it is present in Hydra and also in Planaria. Hydra and Planaria, they shows morphophylaxis. Okay, and epimorphosis. Epimorphosis means here in this case only that injured region that only regenerated. So what is the main difference between morphophylaxis and epimorphosis? Here from a small fragment a complete animal develops. Here only a injured region develops again or regenerate again. And this epimorphosis, this type of regeneration again classified into two types. First one is reparative and second one is restorative. Okay, reparative and restorative. And this reparative means it is the formation of it is the regeneration of body tissues. Okay, so if any injured body tissue form and this body tissue can regenerate again, that type of regeneration is called reparative regeneration. But restorative regeneration means if any body parts injured or lost which can regenerated by that animal. So for example, in case of starfish and wall lizard, and starfish, though they show restorative regeneration.